physics from today. So let us have a basic discussion regarding our previous topics, that is motion. Okay. So here we have motion and rest. So these are the two terms which we have, which we call them as relative terms. So what is that? Relative terms. So what is meant by relative terms? So let us see. Suppose if you have to define motion, so what do you define? Motion. Okay. Now coming to the definition of motion. Okay. Now we take a surrounding as the reference frame. So here there are two keywords. That is, one is the reference frame, or we call the same thing as surroundings also. So this is nothing but surroundings. And the other factor is time. The other factor is time. So these are the two keywords which we have to keep in mind while defining motion or rest. So let us see about these two things. Suppose you have a thing, so that is a duster or some book. Okay. Sorry. Right, students. So we have these two terms. So what does a reference frame mean? Reference frame is nothing but the surrounding. Suppose I am in this room. This is the blackboard or the marker board. Now, with respect to time and surrounding, with respect to time means as the time lapses, or we say as the time passes, the position of the object changes. So now, what are the two words we have used? The reference frame are nothing but the surrounding, and then the time. So with respect to the surroundings and the time, with respect to the surroundings and the time, if the position of the object changes, we say that the object has moved. Or it is in motion. The object has moved, and also we say that the object is in motion. So once again, we come to the definition of motion. Now we have to keep in mind these two words while defining either motion or the rest. Okay, we'll come to the rest, the next part. Now, what is it? First, look at the definition of motion. Now, similarly, suppose, okay, blackboard is at rest, that we look at afterwards. Suppose you see an ant or a housefly. Okay, an ant or a housefly. Suppose, look here, at the point of time t is equal to 0 seconds. The housefly was here at this position. Now t is equal, that means the time, as the time lapses, we have discussed this, or as the time passes by. Now this one has moved here, and then after some time it has moved here, and then after some time it has moved here, and then here, and then okay, it stopped somewhere here. So now this is our initial position. So here, initial position. Suppose we say that a housefly, because a housefly generally it won't be at rest. It will be moving like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay. Now we have seen. Okay. Now let us join the points. That means let us join the different points of the housefly during the time. During the time. 3 seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. T is equal to 4 seconds and T is equal to 5 seconds. Right. Now, if you look at the journey of the housefly, okay, the journey of the housefly. Now, we join all the points right. Now, is it a straight path? No. It is a curved path. It is a curved path. Okay. Now, this was the initial position of the housefly. This was after time 2 seconds. It was here, and then it was here, and then it was here. Now, it has stopped. After 5 seconds, it has stopped. Okay. We'll discuss. Now, during this time, it was in motion. Now, let us come to the definition once again. Okay. As the time passes, or as the time passes or lapses, the position of the object changes. Okay. So at the time 1 second, it was here. At the time 2 seconds, it was here. At time 3 seconds, it was here. At time 4 seconds, it was here. And finally, at the time 5 seconds, it was here. Now, as the time passed by, and with respect to the surrounding. So as the time, so every time we have to consider the time. Every time we have to consider about the time. We speak in physics, whether we speak about rest, or we speak about motion, or we speak about speed. So if we say speed, again we have average speed, uniform speed, and instantaneous speed. Right. Similarly, velocity, average velocity, uniform velocity, and then the instantaneous velocity. Or otherwise, if we define acceleration, or like that, if we define, okay, if we define work done in a particular time, that is power. So wherever, so mostly we have to speak about time, mostly in the cases in physics. Okay, most of the definitions we have time. Now, we see, once again, the definition of motion. So how do you define motion? If the position of the object changes with respect to time and surroundings. With respect to time and surroundings. Now I'll give the definition here. You watch it. Okay. Now let us see what is meant by motion. If the position of an object, if the position of an object changes with respect to time and surrounding. Okay, the same thing is called as reference frame. That is reference frame. The same thing we call it as also frame of reference. Right. Now, this is what is the definition for motion. Definition for motion. Now, if the position, right, if the position of an object changes, if the position of an object changes with respect to time and surrounding, okay, then we say the object is in motion. The object is in motion. Once again, look at the statement. What are the key words here? The key words we have two. So one is the reference frame or the surrounding. The other one is the time. If the position of an object, see, at 1 second the position was here. At 2 seconds it was not the same position. At 3rd second the position was not same. At 4th second the position was not same. And finally at 5th second the position was not the same. That means as the time has lapsed, as the time was going, that means as the time was continuing, the position of the object was changing. That's all, finished. So that is about motion. If the position of the object changes with respect to time and surrounding or the reference frame, then we say that the object is in motion. Right. Here we have a small change when we speak about rest. So if you have to speak about rest, we have a small change in the definition. Now the same thing, if the position of an object does not change, so if you replace the word changes with another word, that is does not change. Does not change. Does not change with respect to, right, then the object is said to be at rest. So this is the definition for rest. Okay, have you observed here now? Only two words we have modified. Now, speaking about rest, suppose, okay, so this object is there, okay, it is kept somewhere here, or we speak about the blackboard, we speak about the table, or we speak about this camera, what you are seeing, or the object, whatever it is. Okay, now any object that is not moving, that means here, if the position of an object does not change, okay, is it clear now? So the position of the object does not change. Okay, does not change or do not change. With respect to what? With respect to what? One is time, the other one is surroundings. So every time when we speak about the definition for both motion as well as rest, we speak about these two terms which you have to keep in mind, and these are the basics, of course. So these are the basic words and the standard definition where you can see even in the NCERT or some other standard books, right? So now finally coming to the definition of rest. Okay, so if the position of an object does not change with respect to time and surrounding or a reference frame, then we say the object is said to be at rest. The object is said to be at rest, or simply object is at rest. Object is at rest, right? So why do we say that? Okay, we come to this term now, relative. Suppose now we take, okay, we discuss what is meant by relative term. That means motion and rest are interrelated. These two are interrelated. So that is what we call it as relative term. Relative. So let us speak in detail about what is meant by the term relative now. Okay. So once again, we discuss the definition for motion and rest. So first we speak about rest, then I will tell once again what is meant by motion. Now about rest, if you are speaking, if the position of the object, suppose the book is on the table, so with respect to time and surrounding, that means with respect to this room and the time, 1 minute, the book is there only, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 hour, 10 hours, like that only. That means within this room, the position of the book is not changing with respect to time and surroundings. Then we say the book is at rest with respect to this surrounding only. With respect to this surrounding only means with respect to this frame of reference only, it is at rest. Right. Now, when we speak about the definition for motion, the position of object changes. Means if the word if. So, if the position of an object, we have discussed about a housefly. So, if the position of the object changes with respect to time and surroundings, then we say the object is in motion with respect to that particular surrounding. That particular surrounding. Okay, now let us see what is meant by the term relative in detail. Relative term. Now suppose I have a line or a line segment. Okay, this is AB. Okay, AB is, suppose, let us say it is 10 centimeter long. Now I draw another line here just beside this, that is roughly around 7 centimeter. Okay, this is, let us suppose, PQ. So the line segment AB is 10 centimeter and the line segment PQ is 7 centimeter. So among these two, which line segment can we say is tall? Tall or lengthy? Okay, or lengthy also. So just by seeing these sizes, we can say line segment AB is taller than or lengthier than PQ, because it is 7 centimeter, it is 10 centimeter. Very clear. Now, okay, now if I draw another line segment like this, okay, that is something XY, which is 13 centimeter. Now, can I say this line segment AB is the taller one? Okay, when compared to all these three. Okay, among all these three, now line segment AB is no more taller because XY is more taller than AB. Okay, are you getting? Right. So here, this line which was taller when compared to which one? PQ. When compared to PQ, it was taller. But when you speak about XY, it is no more taller. So here, that is what is important, with which we are comparing. So the term relative term means we are comparing with which one? That is the thing here. So now here line segment AB is no more taller when compared to XY because it is 13 centimeter. Understood? So here tall and short. Tall and short. Right. So another set of terms, example for relative term. Okay, I'll come to rest and motion later. So try to understand the concept first. Right. So here when we are comparing AB and PQ, AB is longer. But when we have XY, which is 13 centimeter, then AB is not taller, but it is shorter than XY. So it is important that with which we are comparing and saying that a particular line or a stick or something is tall or short. Okay, right. So this is one set of terms. Suppose there is a bag, something, a gunny bag or something. Okay, a bag. This is of suppose 50 kg. Another small bag is there. Okay. Another bag is there. This is 20 kg. Okay, this is 50 kg. This is 20 kg. So this is 50 kg. This is 20 kg. Now here, just by say, okay, bag A, and this is bag B. Just by seeing, we can say that which one is heavy. Bag A is heavy because it is 50 kg, and bag B is less heavy. Okay, or lighter, heavier, lighter. So heavy or heavier, and this is light or lighter, lighter. Okay. Now among these two, very clear. This is heavy. This is light. Suppose I take one another bag. Okay, this is 70 kg. Now I took another bag. Okay, which is weighing how much? 70 kg. Now, if I compare these two, can you say that this is heavy now? No, obviously not, because this is having more, or the number is more when compared. That means this is comparatively now heavier, not this. Okay, so when we are comparing these two, means heavy weights here. So heavy and light, heavier or lighter, taller, shorter. Understood? So now once again it is coming into, okay, what we are saying is, when compared to which one you are saying the bag, okay, A, B, and this is C. Now when we are comparing bag A with B, we say that this bag A, which is weighing 50 kg, is heavy. But when these two are compared, bag A and bag C, okay, bag C is weighing 70 kg. So we say that bag C is now heavier than A. Now it is no more. That means when we are comparing these two, we can't say that this is heavier, but this is heavier. Okay, that is what is called as relative term. That means that the thing heavy and light is varying. The term heavy and light is varying. Varying is changing. Here also the term short and tall are varying, changing. That means with which you are comparing. When you compare this line segment and this line segment, you say that this is tall. Okay, so these two terms are varying. That is what. So that means they are interdependent. That is what we call in terms of physics. That is relative terms. Interdependent means indirectly it is. What is the simply to understand? So in language of physics, what do you say is it is relative term. Okay. So the same another example here I have told. So in the same manner, right and left. Suppose if I am facing this direction, that means what is this direction? This direction is north. Okay. So when I am facing north, and suppose if you are here, so for a person facing south, okay. If I am facing north, there are something towards my right side. There are a few things. Suppose a box is here. Okay, the box is here, and towards my left, a bureau or some cupboard. Okay, cupboard is towards my left side. So these are not the same with respect to you. Because you will be facing south direction, so southward. I am facing northward, so I say the box or the computer box is towards my right side, and the cupboard is towards my left side. Now the terms right and left also will vary. So here, what is the criteria for speaking about right and left? What is the criteria? Direction. So towards which direction I am facing and saying that this box is towards my right side. Okay. When I am facing towards north, the box is on my right side. When I am facing towards north, the cupboard is on my right side. The chair is on my right side. Left side. The cupboard is on my left side. The chair is on my left side. The bench is on my left side. Okay. The box is on my right side. But it is not the same when you change the direction. That means when you are facing towards south. Okay. So another set here, left and right. So another example, another set of example for the term, relative term. One is tall and short, another one is lighter and heavier, another one is left and right. Even another set of example is up and down. Up and down. Okay. These are the terms what we call as relative terms. So by comparing, but here when you come to rest and motion, one factor will play a key role to say whether an object is at rest or motion. So that we will discuss now. So I hope you have understood these examples while saying a set of words are any two terms are said to be relative. Okay, relative. That means when comparing to which object you are saying an object is tall or short, heavier or lighter. Okay, left or right. Understood? Right. Okay, now let us come to rest and motion. So what is the statement we have? Rest and motion are relative. So let us see how they are relative. So we have the statement rest and motion are relative. Relative. Relative means relative terms. These are relative terms. Now let us see about the definition of rest. Once again, I'll write here. Motion. So if an object is not changing, is changing. If an object is changing its position with respect to time and surrounding, it is said to be in motion. It is said to be in motion. Okay, friends, let us look at these two definitions once again. Here, when we are defining rest, what is the statement? If an object is not changing its position with respect to, I have got in short form because the space not sufficient here. So with respect to time and surrounding. Okay. So if an object is not changing its position with respect to time and surroundings, it is said to be at rest. So if an object, okay, coming to the definition of motion now. If an object is changing, have you observed the difference here now? If an object is changing its position, what? if an object is changing what? Changing its position. If the object is changing its position with respect to time and surrounding. So here these are the key words. So when you speak, when you define something in science, okay, so there will be a few key words which play a key role. So there will be keywords which play a key role, and when you present it while writing, you get better marks. Okay, about academics I am saying. Suppose the 10th class or intermediate definition. Okay, now if you keep such keywords, then your definition becomes standard. Standard means better. That's all. Right. So if an object is not changing its position with respect to time and surrounding, it is said to be at a rest. Now, if an object is changing its position with respect to time and surroundings, then it is said to be in motion. So what are the keywords? What is that? This is the keyword. That means with respect to which surrounding you are speaking. Suppose now I take an example. Okay. So here a person A and person B are sitting in a bus platform or bus station on the platform okay, a bus is said to be, or a bus is arriving to the platform. Now how do you say about the situation of the bus which is reaching to the platform where A and B are sitting? The bus is said to be in motion with respect to A and B because the position of the bus which is arriving, that means which is coming to the platform where these two fellows are sitting, A and B. Okay, so with respect to these two persons, that means the surrounding there is the bus platform. So with respect to the platform, the position of the bus is changing. Earlier it was somewhere there, after some time here, after some time, it reached the platform. So that means with respect to A and B, or with respect to the platform where A and B were sitting, the position of the bus is changing. Hence, with respect to A and B, we say that the bus is in motion. Okay, bus has come and arrived. Now, these two persons boarded into the bus. Okay, now these two persons A and B are in the bus now. So after some time, the bus has started moving. Okay, so now the bus started moving. Just then the bus just started moving. Now another person C, a person C is now on the same platform where these two fellows were sitting. Okay, now you listen carefully. That means you just focus now. So little bit focus now. Now here just started moving. The bus has just started moving, and A and B are sitting side by side, one seat, another seat. Okay, the bus is moving. Okay, now with respect to A, the position of B, is not changing with time. That means after 1 minute, A looked towards B. He did not go anywhere. It is there only. He is there only. After 2 minutes, okay, he is there only. After 5 minutes, he is there only. So with respect to A, we say that B is at rest. With respect to A, we say that of course both are there in the bus, or you can consider train also, no problem, or aeroplane, flight, no problem. Okay. So with respect to A, as the position of B is not changing with respect to time and surrounding. Surrounding is what? Bus itself. Now. So they are within the bus. A and B are within the bus. So with respect to A, B is at rest, and with respect to B, A is at rest. Okay, once again. The bus has just started moving. Okay, now if we compare Okay, if we compare the position of both A and B with respect to a person C on the platform, as the bus is moving, we say that both A and B are also moving. With respect to whom? With respect to C. With respect to C, because the surrounding of A and B is different. That is bus. Okay, they are within the bus, and the surrounding of C is not bus. This fellow is on the platform. Are you noticing? Okay, so his surrounding is different. Their surrounding is different. Okay, they are in the bus. That means their reference frame is different. His reference frame is different. Okay, their surrounding is different. His surrounding is different. So, with respect to a person C who is on the platform, okay, both A and B are in motion. That's all, simple. So, did you understand the term, relative terms now? So, we are comparing totally A, B, C. We took here totally 3 persons, A, B and C. Now, when you compare the position of A with respect to B, the position of A with respect to B, even if the bus is in motion. Okay, let us think that the bus has left the platform. It is moving at a speed of some 80-60 km per hour. Okay, it is on the national highway. Now, after some time, suppose this fellow has fallen asleep. Okay, he has fallen asleep. Now, after some time, he woke up and saw B is there only. Okay, B did not move anywhere along with the chair. Right. So, with respect to A, the position of B did not change, and of course, with respect to B, the position of A also did not change. Of course, with time, because it will take time for the bus to move from one point to another point. Right. So, as the position of A did not change with respect to time and surrounding, with respect to B, we say that A is at rest. And similarly, the position of B did not change in time and surrounding. So, with respect to A, or when compared to A, the position of B also did not change. So, we say that B is also at rest with respect to A. But for a person, okay, now we take the example, that means the bus has just started motion. So, with respect to C, both A and B are in motion. And we take another example. Suppose this entire setup is here. Okay, this camera, this bench and this table, we got this blackboard. Okay, so this blackboard is at rest, we are saying. Suppose its position is not changing with respect to time and surrounding. Okay, so 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, tomorrow. So 24 hours also it is not changing. We say that this blackboard is at rest with respect to this surrounding. With respect to what? This surrounding. With respect to this surrounding means what? With respect to classroom. With respect to classroom. Suppose if we take a person, who is on the moon. Okay, we take a person on the moon. Okay, now with respect to a person sitting on the moon. So, with respect to a person sitting on the moon, can we say that this blackboard or this marker board is at rest or not? So, have a guess. Right, I'll tell you. Okay, now here what is our frame of reference? Okay, this entire setup or this classroom, it is on the earth only, no? Okay, on the earth only. That means up to this classroom, if you are speaking, of course it is at rest. But this blackboard, this classroom, and this entire school, it is on our earth only. That means in Purvanmila, Andhra Pradesh, India is on the globe. Right. So this entire thing is on the earth now. For a person on the moon, the earth is in motion. Hence, the same object with respect to that fellow who is on the moon is said to be in motion. Okay. Now I hope you have understood about the term relative. Okay. Why we say that rest and motion are relative means it is depending on the surrounding or the reference frame. What is the keyword here? Reference frame. Reference frame. So the word reference frame or the surrounding plays a key role along with the time when you have to say that an object is at rest or in motion. Hope you have understood this one. So let us move to the next topic. So we have the next topic as types of motion. In motion, what are the different types? Right. So now about rest, we have nothing to discuss. So rest definition is over. Now coming to motion, we have different types of motion. Suppose rectilinear motion, or if we call this as straight line motion. Straight line motion. Now again curvilinear motion. Curvilinear motion. And what is this? Curved motion. We say it as curved or motion along curved path. Curvilinear motion. And again, in this only we have, okay, circular motion. Circular motion. And then of course, harmonic motion, etc. So there are many types of motion like this. So rectilinear motion, straight line motion, curvilinear motion, or the motion along a curved path, circular motion, and then harmonic or simple harmonic motion. Now, what is meant by rectilinear motion? Rectilinear motion. So we will discuss one by one in detail now. So first of all, we come to the rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion. If the path is straight, so suppose the object was here, then here, then here, then here, then here. So positions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is second. Okay, this is distance. Okay, distance moved by an object. Moved by an object. Okay, at the time t. Okay, at time 0 seconds, suppose something. Okay, 0 second it was here. 1 second, 1 centimeter, 2 seconds, 2 centimeter, 3 seconds, 3 centimeter, 4 seconds, 4, 5 seconds, 5. So only I have mentioned the distance here for just for explaining this one. Okay, so here these are the different points or the different position of the object during different time intervals. Okay, so what is it? positions of the object during different time intervals. Positions of the object during different time intervals. Okay. So once again, I'll represent it here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So these are the different positions. These are the different positions of an object during different time intervals during its journey. Okay. So during its journey. Now I join all this. Okay, I join all this. See, I get a straight line. Okay, are you able to observe? I get a straight line. So that means, see, here we are speaking about a word called path. What is path? So again, we have a definition for the path. Okay, define path. The line joining different positions of the object during its journey. Okay, now we define what is meant by path because this is very important. Okay, what is path of an object? So see, the line joining different positions. See, different positions 1, 2, 3. Okay, A, B, C, D, and E finally. So at a particular time interval, the position of the object was at A. At a particular time interval, its position was at B. At another time, its position was at C. Another time, its position was at D. Another position, its position is at E finally. So we join all the positions. That means these are the different positions. Okay, different positions of what? Of that object. Okay, of that object. So how was it? It was in motion. Or it was in journey. So the line joining different positions of the object during its journey is called its path. Finish. Okay. So the line joining different positions of the object during its journey is called its path. Now the line always need not be straight. If it is straight, we say that it is along rectilinear motion. Light travels in rectilinear motion. Light travels in straight lines. You would have studied in your lower classes somewhere, right? So if the path is straight, so this is, if the path is straight, we say that the object is moving along a straight line path. Okay, the object is moving along a straight line path. Suppose if the positions are, if the path is not straight, suppose this is position A, this is position B of an object. Okay, during its journey. So here, at some time it was here, here, and again here, finally here. Initial position, final position. Okay. Are you observing? So this is the initial position of the object. This is the final position of the object. Now, can you say this path is straight now? No, it is not straight. The path is curved. What is it? Curved path. The path is curved. So, you say that it was along curvilinear motion, or the path along which the object has moved is a curved path, because the path is curved. That means the line joining the different positions of the object. See, the line joining, see different positions of the object. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the line joining all these positions, that means when you join all the positions, we get a path. As it is not straight, we say that it is curved. We say that it is curved. So what is the main important thing here? What is the definition for path here? Path definition. The line joining the different positions. These are the different positions during its journey. These are the different positions during its journey. Okay. Now, as it is straight, we say straight line motion. If it is curved, we say curvilinear motion. And suppose an object started here and it moved like this. It moved like this. So this is the initial position. Okay, P. After some time, it was here. Okay, Q, R, S, P. Again P. It has moved like this. Now, you join all the positions now. Okay, P, Q, R, S, P. See here, initially the position of the object was at P, and then Q, and then R, and then S, and then E. So you join all these positions now, you are getting a circle now. So this is circular motion. What is this? Circular motion. Now a small difference between circular motion and rotatory motion. Rotatory motion. If the object is in spin motion, suppose you would have seen a top spinning. Bongaram. In Telugu we say Bongaramu. Right. So if it is in a spin motion, of course we call it a spin motion. Okay. While spinning and again it is going around somewhere. It should be both spinning and going around some object. Then we say that it is rotatory motion. It is rotatory motion. That means the object should spin along itself and it in turn should be completely moving in a circular path. First thing, spinning around itself. Second thing, it should go around a circular path. First thing, it should be spinning. Second thing, it should be going around a circular path. For example, Earth around a sun. For example, so next one is rotatory. Okay. Rotatory motion. Rotatory motion. So Earth around sun. Earth around sun. So you can understand that Earth is already moving around itself. Earth is moving around itself as well as it is going around the sun also. So this motion of Earth going around sun, we call it as rotatory motion. That is the only difference between circular and rotatory motion. In circular motion, the object just will have circular motion. That means the path is circular. And then finally, we have that harmonic motion. So that is just a small weight attached to a rigid support. A small weight attached to weight mg attached to a rigid support, and if this is swinging like this, okay. If it is swinging like this, we say that it is a harmonic motion. So these are the different types of motion we have. So what is the basic thing again here? Path. You have to remember this definition. The line joining the different positions of the object during its journey is called its path. Now, based on this one, we say if the position, okay, if the line joining the different position, if it is straight, it is a rectilinear motion or straight line motion. If it is curved, we say that it is a curvilinear motion, or because the path is curved, curvilinear motion. Then third one, circular motion. If the path is circular, we say that it is circular motion, and finally harmonic motion. Understood, boys? Understood, students? Okay. So once again, I recap. The first we have discussed about rest, and then motion, and then about relative term. A term called as relative term. Okay. Rest and motion are relative. What is rest? If the position of the object is not changing with respect to time and surroundings, we say that object is at rest. Motion. If the object or if the position of the object is changing with respect to time and motion, then the object is said to be in motion. Now, types of motion: curvilinear motion, circular motion, harmonic motion, and then finally rotatory motion. Hope I understood this class. Thank you, friends, and we will